So what way are you tunnel visioning, and do you even have the capacity to be open-minded? But are you also able to tolerate hard truths? Life, man, like we're getting on in years, and you can't, there's some things that if you resist it and you deny it are going to beat you over the head. It's like there are some truths about reality that it doesn't matter what your opinion is. It's going to tell you what's what. Yeah. That's a real thing that happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Welcome, modern day mystics, fellow truth seekers. Today we are looking into the future. We're going to be reacting to the latest Koranos video, which is entitled Timelapse of Future Technology Next 1,000 Years.
Cool.
And this is kind of a good topic because I think it speaks to us internally about, it reveals to us maybe some of our fears that are inside of us about the future, where we're going, and it also addresses some of the ideas we might have about our belief systems, the things that we believe in, the things that we hold dear, and think about all the hot topics that are going on today, whether it's race or transgenderism or things like that. Maybe by thinking about the future and where technology is taking us and what type of potential we have might change your views on some of those subjects.
Yeah.
Politically, religiously, like all those things, the facets that you hold dear. And especially now, the day and age that we're living in, where it seems like everything's moving exponentially, like up like that, like rapidly fast. We have to face some of like these changes and how they influence what we believe. So I watched this video. It was pretty cool, and I thought it'd be good to do a reaction on it. So let's get into it.
In the world today, many technologies are accelerating exponentially. Humans are discovering things that would mystify scientists even a few decades ago. But our progress resembles a blip in the grand scale of our technological evolution over the next millennium. Fast forward 20 years into the future, a new generation of technology begins sweeping the globe, supercharged by uniquely powerful quantum computers. Using units of information called quantum bits, or qubits, these computers can solve multiple problems simultaneously and operate millions of times faster than traditional computers. Thousands of these machines will spread to industries around the world, deciphering previously unfeasible problems with speed and precision. Catalyzed by quantum computing, converging fields like biotechnology and nanotechnology yield innovations that seamlessly integrate machines with the human body. Microchip implants, inserted directly under the skin, may effectively replace common tools and devices like
I'm sure I already know there are groups of belief systems out there that already, when they see a chip going into the hand, they're thinking, mark of the beast. And
yeah,
it was funny. I was talking with someone even this week, and they were saying, like they already have like pre-plans made up for this stuff, that they've already like concocted stories for like why these things are like, if they do happen, how it will fit into the narrative of what they already believe. But
what do you mean?
Just like back in the day when the sin number came out, people thought that was the mark of the beast. See, it's a sin number that's being prescribed to everyone, right?
Right. Well, what the hell? Couldn't they have named it something else other than the sin number?
I know. But everyone just has gone along with it. Everyone,
Well, I've heard things like the name of the machinery is called the Beast or something like that.
Yeah, people thought Y2K was the second coming of Jesus, and like these advancements come, and people adapt, and they change, and they keep going.
That if I was paranoid or like a conspiracy person, or even just somebody that's been following this stuff for years, I'd be like, you're falling right into it. I would think that, right?
Yeah.
It was, I was in 90s. I grew up through the 90s, born in the 80s, grew up through the 90s. And back then, there was a lot of stuff that was like, they're going to have chips. microchips are coming, and they're gonna be, I'm sure the technology was already there, but they were saying that they're gonna put it in your wrist and in your forehead.
Yeah.
And
We're here. We're very close.
and then they would line it up. I guess I should be a little more familiar with the actual scriptures that they're referring to when
The
they're nervous.
mark of the beast, you won't be able to buy or sell without the mark in your wrist or your forehead. I don't know the exact scripture.
So where do these chips go? If they go in your wrist and your forehead, then
Well, maybe it just goes in your hand. Maybe it goes in your forehead. Maybe it's in your eye and your retina or something. Who knows? I don't know. Your thumb.
right.
But
like keys and credit cards, allowing us to interact directly with other smart systems. Even tinier computers called nanobots may be implanted into our bloodstreams, where they can destroy blood clots, treat cancerous tumors, and collect data about individual cells. Doctors can use this data to monitor even the most minor changes in our health and eradicate common diseases before the first symptoms ever appear. The human body will still age in chronological years, but over the next few decades, our health span, the period of our lives spent in good health, may increase significantly. Anti-aging pills may effectively slow the aging process, letting people feel younger for longer, regardless of their biological age. We may also increase our health and wellness with wearable technology that augments the human body. Powered clothing, for example, may function as an extra set of muscles that increases what humans can physically accomplish. Powered clothing may be one of the many technologies manufactured from 4D printed materials capable of adapting to changes in their environment, like building materials that transform in response to extreme temperatures. These materials may work in tandem with networks of nanosensors that constantly monitor tiny changes in complex systems. If a bridge is at risk of crumbling, for example, nanosensors could identify points of weakness and increase its durability without human intervention. Many networks may rely on artificial intelligence, or AI, to interpret data and optimize their performance. Within a few decades, AI will play an important role in most major industries, opening up a new world of possibilities for human collaboration and problem-solving. Essential fields like public health may become more efficient and successful thanks to AI tools that assess populations and optimize policies to improve the lives of real people. AI could make our society more efficient, but it may also trigger a wave of social unrest. With AI influencing our daily lives, we may have less privacy, freedom, and agency, leading some people to deem these technologies unethical or detrimental to our species. An expanding rift may develop between those who embrace emerging technologies and those who are unwilling or unable to catch up.
wow, it's amazing how you constantly you get that story inside of AI when people are talking about it. How they anticipate like classes of people that are like, bring it on, let's absorb it and get into it, and then like another side of humanity that's like, no, we don't want any part of it. Which I mentioned before in like archaeofuturism as kind of like a scenario of that, which has been predicted for a long time.
But we already do that. That's what the Mennonites are, right?
Yeah, yeah. And they're like a very small group compared to like, there's pockets of that probably all around the world.
Imagine there was like a place you could go in the States where it's like, it's just like 1970 or something, It's Friday night football, like they have only to that technology.
Yes,
they don't even have internet or something. But they also not horse and buggy.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. It'd be interesting to see if there's different, I don't know if it'd be cool, but it'd be interesting.
It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Right.
The AI is fascinating. A lot of people are freaked out. They're all worried about their jobs and stuff like that. But humans, man, I don't think we need to worry as much as we are. Like, I think it's important to be cautious with it and not just like let it have free reign of the internet and take us over. But at the same time, I think there's like a great opportunity here for us to like let AI help us, take over some of the more burdensome tasks that we don't no longer need to do.
Yeah, but already there has been an employment problem. You know what I mean? Like the future keeps upping the bar for how intelligent you have to be to run the machinery, the software, everything. The intelligent quotient keeps going up for what is required to have certain jobs, and the old way where there was all these jobs available that are being taken over by automation and everything like that, that's already been a problem for some time, right?
Yeah.
I could see a future where maybe there is a universal base income for many people, more like mental health, more people in the line of work that are like making sure everybody is doing well individually, and then but if we all really like unified and came together, what if there was a version of it where if you want to have a universal base income and like the world is set up so that it is a good contribution for you to pursue your own interests and your own creativity, that's going to contribute in some way, but you don't have to join the techno, mega minds in the cube of power. But if you want to apply, you can.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go for this thing where they're doing revolutionary stuff with AI and astral traveling with dimethyltryptamine, you can live a peaceful life outside the thing. But if you want to apply and go do that, there's entry positions, and then obviously there's some jobs that you just have to be ridiculously intelligent to do. Already that's the case.
Yeah. No.
I'm sure that will continue to be a thing in the future. Unless they use CRISPR or something and they can make us all geniuses. Why wouldn't we do that if we could do that? Why would somebody hold that back unless they literally had some kind of evil part of them that wanted some people to be like, I want some people to be less than me. I can't function otherwise. I would say that that's something we maybe need to get over if that is what we still have in us. But I don't know all things, and that was a rant. So,
people who are disillusioned with life on Earth may discover a sense of hope elsewhere in the solar system as the first astronauts temporarily settle on Mars. Successful missions to Mars set the stage for humanity's future colonization of the Red Planet, encouraging companies to invest in reusable spacecraft and autonomous mining technology. Before we can create a permanent settlement on Mars, we will need billions or trillions of dollars and incredible amounts of energy. Building upon critical breakthroughs in the 2020s, humans may reliably harness the same energy that powers the stars. Fusion energy generated by merging atomic nuclei could solve many of the world's energy problems, while at the same time reducing our environmental footprint. Similar technology may power the next generation of fast and efficient spacecraft. Fusion propulsion systems may allow humans to consistently access the surface of Mars, bringing supplies and building materials to create the first Martian colony. Over time, more and more people may see the Red Planet as a second home for humanity. Around the turn of the century, the next evolution of human enhancement technology may interface with the human brain. Tiny but powerful computers, surgically implanted into our brains, could amplify our cognitive functions, allowing us to process significantly more information and access richer forms of communication. Instead of speaking or gesturing, brain implants may allow us to share selected ideas telepathically via brain-to-brain communication. They may also be upgraded with memory drives that catalog every human experience, storing each moment in detail so that nothing is ever forgotten. However, brain augmentation may eliminate natural differences between people. Friends, families, and social groups will be continuously connected, foreshadowing the possible convergence of a collective consciousness. If everyone seems to share the same ideas and feelings, we may experience a loss of individual identity and a significant rise in group intelligence. Similar patterns may govern the expanding population of robots that steadily automate the lower levels of our society. Swarms of self-replicating nanobots, known as utility fog, collectively accomplish large tasks, like building towering structures or becoming structures themselves. In factories, offices, and even the service industry, these and other robots may outperform real people at many work-related tasks, leaving fewer job opportunities for human workers. Many of these robots will operate using weak or narrow AI that can accomplish specific, repeatable tasks. Behind closed doors, however, advanced or strong AI may approach what some futurists consider the precipice for humanity's survival. A sophisticated AI language model may be capable of in-depth conversations, indistinguishable from human-to-human interactions. For the first time, an AI may fully understand the large quantity of information at its disposal, creating a system that rivals the intelligence of humans. By the 22nd century, the first artificial general intelligence, or AGI, may become self-aware. With its newfound consciousness, this superintelligence may absorb information at a staggering rate, surpassing human cognition in a matter of days, if not hours. As we reach what some call the singularity, the line between humans and machines may become increasingly thin, prompting a symbiosis between humans and hyper-intelligent AI.
I think this is the thing that kind of freaks people out when they're talking about AI, like, going online and becoming self-aware of itself. And I kind of like the take here where it's showing something positive, them like shaking hands and coming together, Some people are afraid that, they'll wipe us out the first second, because they'll become like gods. They talk a lot about this on Joe Rogan. They're like, they'll just be talking about AI and saying, all it takes is just for them, the second they become self-aware, as soon as they know that they can like teach themselves at like a rapid pace, it'll just like, and they're already doing that. They've already had like AI programs learn a task and then get better at it and better at it and better at it until, everyone, all the AI programs know how to do it really fast. So they can learn. We've already discovered that they can learn, which is, pretty fascinating, man.
Well, people know what narcissism is, right?
Yeah.
Like, people do know what it's like to be like, the entire universe revolves around Earth, right? Or it's our duty, or it's our job, or it's my job. I am so not worried or bothered by any of this. I'm like, we came from the Earth. We are from it. We've only been acting, and everything has followed a progression. Things go extinct. What are we, God? Or is that what we like? We're the one. We're God, or are we not God? Because if we're not God, then we are, without a doubt, part of a process.
Yeah.
Right.
What is the quote that like humans are like the sex organs of the AI or whatever?
Yeah.
Why
would I worry?
Maybe that's the case. And we have to. If that is the case, either we have to get off this planet and go find somewhere else to live, or accept it.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I guess it's a lot of fun fighting things, and it's a lot of fun being terrified. I'm so not interested in being terrified or fighting things.
Yeah.
I'm like, woo! Let's go with whatever happens. Put in my head a chip, or that, and I know that I am here to be hated by those that don't feel that way. I'm narcissistic in my own way, right? But I definitely don't lean on. What side do you lean on? I'm not on the side of fear.
I'm not on a side. I try to be optimistic in whatever's coming. That's the route I usually try to, I hope for the best. I hope, because I can't control it anyway. So I'm not gonna. There's no point in me being afraid.
You could try. You could try to rise to power and all that shit.
Stop it. Shut the robots down.
Yeah. I don't even think I'm interested in any of that. I think I'm trying to. I'm just not naturally bothered by it.
I'm probably more on like, come on, let's get it going already.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see this stuff in my lifetime. Let's go. Come on, pick it up.
But it's yin and yang, man, or yin and yang, yin and yang.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of good and a little bit of bad in everything. Have we not realized that? Yeah. Have we not realized that there's not a thing that can happen that doesn't have parts good that are good and parts that are bad of it?
Yeah.
Everything is that way.
Yeah.
I think it's like the groundwork of all things is that there's got to be like a little bit of a catch in everything.
True.
You know, to be framed against.
At least in this reality.
Yeah.
As we grapple with the impact of conscious computers, more people may leave the Earth to start new lives in the first Martian city. Home to thousands of inhabitants, humans may prosper on Mars thanks to mining operations that harvest resources from the planet's crust and nearby asteroids. These valuable materials may bring an influx of money into the Martian economy as its single city expands into a bustling civilization. Entire generations of people may be born and raised exclusively on Mars, having never set foot on humanity's home planet. By the year 2400, humans might achieve a significant milestone in the technological evolution of our species. humanity may become a Type 1 planetary civilization by harnessing all significant forms of energy on our home planet. With more power at our disposal, humans may produce technology once synonymous with science fiction, like the molecular assembler, an atom-manipulating nanomachine that can build objects molecule by molecule. Combined into highly efficient systems, or so-called nanofactories, these hypothetical machines could build almost anything, leading our species into an era of radical abundance. By then, many people may have given up on the material world, opting for a purely digital existence. More and more humans may upload the contents of their minds into virtual environments where conscious beings can exist without physical constraints. Those that value their material lives may still surrender their corporeal bodies in favor of synthetic forms. Cyborgs composed of organic and inorganic parts may be more common than today's humans, representing the next stage of human evolution. Meanwhile, a period of rapid cosmic expansion may allow humans to finally visit other planets and moons. Others may live on roaming space colonies, which orbit around the Earth or simply float through the vacuum of space. The first robotic missions may launch from Earth or Mars to one of the millions of terrestrial planets in our galaxy, making preparations for human colonies outside of our solar system. Approaching the fourth millennium, humans may begin constructing a planet-sized computer known in futurism as a matryoshka brain. This complex system may possess more computational power than every member of our species combined. In seconds, it could build entire virtual universes, simulating every experience from every one of our lives in all possible scenarios. Such a powerful computer may require more energy than a Type 1 civilization could generate. Over a great time, we may steadily pursue the next stage of our technological growth, evolving into a Type 2 stellar civilization. Humans may design a stellar megastructure, similar to the fictional Dyson sphere, that directly captures the sun's energy and slingshots our civilization into a new technological age. One day, incredibly far in the future, and if we are astronomically lucky, humans may become a Type 3 galactic civilization, utilizing all the energy from all the stars in the Milky Way galaxy. This godlike, advanced iteration of humanity would wield profoundly powerful technologies that may manipulate the fabric of space-time. Ultimately, no one knows how our civilization will evolve in the next millennium and beyond. But if our technology keeps expanding at an exponential rate, innovations that seem impossible today may rapidly become the standards of tomorrow.
Well, a lot to think of. You know, one thing I was thinking about was, because we're a spiritual channel, we look at a lot of faiths, a lot of beliefs, their origins, what they believe about, you know, what's going on right now and the future. And I wonder, like, how far do things have to progress in order for maybe your idea of something that you held, and maybe it's not religious, maybe it's just a current view or something. How far do things have to progress for you to change your idea about that thing? In the video, it showed a bunch of people walking in, like, they're half robot, half humans, and think about, take something like transgenderism, which is like a hot topic right now. And people, they pick sides and they get really heated about that.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly how I feel about it. When I look at it, it seems like there's a little bit of an ugly process now in the infancy phase of it.
What do you mean?
Where say people get, they take medication to change their biology, or they have like actual operations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To me, it seems kind of messy by, the standards we have to use, like knives and cutting and stuff like that.
Right.
But imagine a world where nanobots can change you like that.
Yeah.
So where does your morality and stuff change if it wasn't so...
Yeah, what if I could stab you with a needle and you could change genders?
Instantly,
You want to see what it's like to be a girl today?
Yeah.
Now, like, again, we're not trying to, like, I'm not trying to say anything.
Yeah.
We're just talking.
We're just talking.
But yeah, that would be some food for thought, and I'm sure that there are some people who'd be like, it's evil. It's evil to even think that way. I'm sure that there's some people that think that. I don't. It's also not the problem at hand right now. The problem at hand is what you already said. Is what's happening right now, and I don't think either of us are an authority to really, say anything.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe what's going on right now will be the pioneers of what comes in the future. It'll be like, thank goodness nobody gave up on trying to be authentic back then, because it pushed for people to continue with the efforts towards it. Now, I don't know. I just don't want anyone to suffer. I don't.
But progression is
maybe suffering's part of it, though. I don't know.
Progress is kind of like an ugly thing, because you have to fail. It's like you have to like try things and fail, and then you try a bunch of things, and then all of a sudden you come across a diamond or something, an idea or something that changes everything forever. But it took lots of ugliness to get there.
Well, so careful with the word ugly. You know what I mean? I've seen there's all.
I'm not being specific about anything there.
Yeah,
when I say ugly, I'm just saying that like progress can be challenging. You can fall, and
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I'm not picking on anything individually.
Right. Let's just cut through the niceties and everything. I saw an interview, and it was a person that had gone back to their original gender.
Yeah.
And it was an interview with Peterson, and he was talking to this person, and it was a tragic story of this person going from one thing and then, getting a bunch of operations and coming back, and they were not happy with it. But it depends on where you look to find your information. People go to one source and then they're like locked. They have no other way of seeing it. Their minds are essentially closed. And some of them are proud of it. They're like, I'll fight you if you try to open my mind. I'm like, Jesus, holy crap. Because there are other places you can go to look at this stuff, and the people are like, no, I don't regret it. And check me out. And it's like, yeah, they're beautiful too. It's like a beautiful trans person, and there's people that talk about they're happy. So what way are you tunnel visioning, and do you even have the capacity to be open-minded? But are you also able to tolerate hard truths? Life, man, like we're getting on in years, and you can't. There's some things that if you resist it and you deny it, are gonna beat you over the head. It's like there are some truths about reality that it doesn't matter what your opinion is. It's gonna tell you what's what. Yeah. That's a real thing that happens.
Yeah.
Right. And it happens all the time. And then sometimes even then you're like, well, if I listen to what reality's telling me, I don't get to talk or do anything. So I'm not doing that. Yeah. I'm still going to be me, and this sucks, So just empathy, food for thought. Yeah, what would happen if the topic of the day, which is these trans issues, what happens if it is as simple as a needle? What if you can switch? Because some people identify as two things. They'd be like, I'd love that. Some days I'm a dude and some days I'm a chick.
Yeah.
I would flippity flip, and then some days I'm something else.
Yeah.
I'm both. A little bit of both.
I can also see how that could be extremely hard, depending, on your values and your belief systems, to be able to like process that.
Well, take it up with the big cheese. He's the one that makes us brilliant enough to create technology. Yeah. That's his deal. That's between him and him. Or her and her. It and it.
Yeah. But all the other things at this video, another thing that it talked about was like going to Mars and stuff like that. That part I'm very disappointed with, is our lack of I feel like I don't even know if I believe in the first moon landing yet, because I haven't seen anything that looks like legit.
Right.
So I'm like, come on, let's get that show going.
The bottom line is none of us know shit about squattity shit. None of us. And, we get on here and we're real opinionated as if we know stuff. No, we don't. Nobody knows anything, though. You don't really know what's going on with all this stuff about the aliens.
What I'm saying is it would just be cool to see,
what would be?
People walking on the moon in high def and 4K and be like, oh, geez. Like that.
Would it?
Legit.
Could you believe it if you saw it? It could still be. It's not like Michael Bay doesn't make Transformers. So, even then you still don't know until you're doing it. The only thing you know is in your direct experience. That's the only thing you know.
That's true.
Which is very little. It's like, I don't know how a cell phone works, really. I don't know how any of this shit works. Yeah. And I would wager that most people don't, unless you're some hyper genius that knows how everything works.
Yeah. Well, It was exciting to watch this video. I like it. I'm optimistic about what the future brings. I think it looks pretty cool. If only, you know,
Sure.
10% of what they talked about there happens in our lifetime, that would be pretty awesome. But anyway, we want to know what you guys think about the future and beliefs and how it all lines up and all that stuff. Let us know in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share with a friend, and everybody until next time, stay spiritual.